Um, Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Volk podcast. Yeah, it's me again. I'm Frank,
Yay!
Woo!
and this time we have not two people but three people because with I and Daniela, we also have the esteemed long-term member of the Vault, Van.
Hello there.
That's all he's gonna say. He's just gonna say hello there.
Yeah.
Guys,
Anyways, he's a resident Vietnamese anime and visual novel and weird doujin media enjoyer, just like me. So poggers, so poggers. So, today's topic, as declared by Danielle and I's decree last time, is gacha games. Now, I have a philosophical question to ask both of you to start this off. What the hell is
Ooh.
what constitutes a gacha? Does a game have to have a gacha mechanic to be a gacha game?
yeah. It has to have the gotcha to be a gotcha. It's the gambling.
Yeah, the gambling that attract people.
Because like the thing is that I've heard people like just talk about any mobile game with like characters as gacha games. Like I've heard people say like
mean-
Clash of Clans is a gacha game.
You do get into the problem of like games like Fortnite or whatever that have loot boxes do technically have a gotcha system, but you don't tend to include them when you say like gotcha games.
So basically, just gacha is equal to loot box, or it's just like the same type of the difference between cartoon and anime.
Oh yeah,
That is a
that's a
good
good point. Is it just like a Western or an Eastern perception of a loot
Yeah.
box system? Well, the difference is that like in games like Fortnite or like literally every other loot box games, they're usually like purely cosmetic, right?
I'm not so sure about that.
I mean, okay, yeah, there are games that don't, like TF2, but that's like totally different. And even most of the items in TF2 are cosmetic too. But it's just like, isn't that like more true to the term gacha? You know how like real gachas work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like I don't know, gotcha games are like part of it that's specific to them is rolling to get characters. I feel like that might be part of it because I don't think that's a thing in like loot box type games.
Yeah, that's true. Or like a equipment. I mean, is that any different?
I mean,
True, they do give you swords in Genshin.
they give you crap exchange in FGO too.
Y'all already talked about Genshin and FGO. I don't even play these games.
Why you play
I've
it?
played-
Why you play?
Yeah, why are you here?
Hey! I'm just the podcast host. We just talked about this last time when Daniela said that they played like a million gacha games. I mean, do you consider like Bandori or like rhythm games gacha games as well? Like, what do the characters even
Yes.
do?
You get like okay, this is my rhythm game corner. You get like different cards that are like different illustrations with different outfits and like they have like a tier system, so they have like different ranked, and if you get like a high ranking card, it gets you like a better score and it has different like bonus abilities and stuff. But it's mostly for like the illustration and the like costume you get. So it's kind of cosmetic, but it also is a little bit gameplay.
In the case of Project Sekai, I think they also include some tidbit of a story into each card.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
is
true.
Yeah.
That's
the
true.
brain of it. Yeah.
That's true. You do get like story pieces, I guess. That's big in like Ensemble Stars, is like they have events where you can only get the event story if you like roll for the character.
That's kind of funny. I mean, lore in a gacha system. I always find that a little bit weird because like I feel like the only way it works is if it's like based on something. I mean, what do you think? Like that's pay to get lore.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean,
from my experience, most of the lore is like outside of the gacha. The gacha, if they have lore, they use just like a little bit of lore, mostly for character, but like for the interaction of the character and the world building, it will be outside of the gacha.
Yeah, I think that's how it should
I agree
be,
with
right?
that.
Yeah.
Like I've played rhythm games for like 6 at least years, and I've never actually spent money on the gacha. That's been like I've been able to like totally play the game just fine, but like that might just be specific to rhythm games because like I played Genshin Impact for like a week and I was like, man, this makes me want to gamble.
Genshin. Oh gosh, someone fell into the Genshin hole, dude.
I deleted it. I
Well,
deleted
at
it.
least you
Wait,
guys
what?
have the PT. We at Fake Grand Order don't have the PT yet.
Fate I also played for like a week.
All right. So full disclosure. Let's do full disclosure. What gacha games have you played like at all, and which ones do you like currently play? Because I don't, because like you mentioned all these different games, and I'm like, so are these things that you are playing like right now, or are these like things you played in the past? Because I've like played some things in the past and then just gave up on them.
The ones I've played in the past have been Fate and Genshin. And ones I currently play, Love Live, School Idol Festival. It was the first one I ever played, and it's very near and dear to my heart. Bang Dream, Project Sekai, D4DJ, Ensemble Stars, and Arc Knights.
That's a whole list of rhythm game gacha over there.
I
Jesus.
know, I've got a problem.
On my side, in the past, I tried to play a little bit of Konosuba Fantastic Day.
Wait,
a
they
little
have,
bit of
they have a
Azure Lane.
Konosuba gacha. I mean, okay, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good though. A little bit of Azure Lane, a little bit of D4DJ, a little bit of Bang Dream. But like I dropped most of them. And currently I only play FGO and Project Sekai.
Okay. Well, me, my number one gacha game, which is the only game I've played consistently over the last like 6 years. Wait, actually, how long have I played the game? Okay, so the game's Girls Frontline, the one with the guns, right? The one where the girls are named after the guns.
That's pretty
Yeah,
well
I think you
known.
mentioned that last podcast.
Yeah, that's the only gacha game I've like consistently played that I actually like. And although it's like really messed up right now because it doesn't really have like a good identity for itself, and there's like way too much power creep. But anyways, I joined it like just a couple months after the global server launched, which was like 6 years ago or something.
Holy.
And I just like it, I guess. And the main reason I like it is because it requires a lot of big brainage in the sense of like the unbelievable amount of organization and strategization you need to do the ranking maps, because there's no PvP. There's like insane PvE challenges every event cycle, and you compete with other people to get like the highest score. Anyways, that's what I like about it, I guess. Okay, what else have I played? I used to play like other games, and then I realized that they were like wastes of time. Every single one of them I like don't want to admit that I've played. But
I realized I forgot one. I played Fire Emblem Heroes for like.
oh
a year.
yes,
Ooh, that one.
I had a friend who played a fuck ton of Fire Emblem Heroes too.
Yeah, I had like my like first year of university. I spent the entire time playing Three Houses, like just the
Yeah,
whole.
yeah,
I
you
would
said that
not
last time,
stop
yeah.
talking about it. And then I also played Hero.
Fire Emblem was a cool
Have you
series.
a gacha game?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
They
It's-
made like a mobile gotcha game for the series.
It's been
Oh.
out for a long time. Like Jesus.
I thought.
Yeah, it's been
Three
years.
Houses is like a Switch game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Three Houses is the Switch
That's Three
game.
Houses.
Fire Emblem Heroes is the gotcha.
Ah, I see.
Go search it up right now. Anyways, man, I really should play like the original Fire Emblem games. Kind of cool when everyone talks about them, and I have no idea what the hell they're talking. That's me with everything. Anyways, I've played Azure Lane, which I've soon realized that it's just horny bait the whole time, and the gameplay is like pretty much nothing to be like. They pretend it's like a horizontal shmup or something, but it's not really. It's just a bunch of random stat sticking and grinding. It's stupid. I've also played.
Azure Lane is one of those games where I've never actually seen any image of the gameplay, but I've seen a lot of porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Okay, I the entire game is horny. That's just objective, unrefutable truth. That's pretty much the only reason it exists, to be completely
I
honest.
mean, For gacha game, most of the gameplay is grinding already. It's like 50-60% of the gameplay is grinding already.
Yeah, that's fair. But anyways, Azure Lane, I started realizing it was just horny bait, and I was like, there's no reason I would play it. I don't care about the lore at all. Unlike Girls Frontline, which actually has insanely good lore. It's like Metal Gear Solid on crack. Seriously.
Okay, that makes me want to play.
With like actual like it has like really deep discussions about what like it means to have androids. It has massive like political and military themes as well. Because it's like it's you know one of those near future like things have gone down the shitter but it's still futuristic, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
You play as a private military contractor in the neo-Soviet Union. You know, that's enough to say like what the hell. Right?
I'm already intrigued. I'm like, oh, these are all.
You
Yeah,
fight
this game's
against you start out the game like innocuous enough. Okay, you're fighting off against this faction of androids who have gone rogue called Songvis Ferry. They're like a bunch. They look all like black and white and shit. They look a funny aesthetic. You fight them. Very simple. And then the further you go on, you're like, oh wait a second, there's a government conspiracy. And then you fight against the actual fucking military. And then once that's done, you find out there's this random fucking alien things that look like they're aliens, and you fight them, and they're called Paradeus. Well, turns out they're actually victims of human experimentation by some random guy in Europe. Very nice. And then it gets worse.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Gundam for some reason.
Yeah, it has to be like it's probably inspired by fucking everything. But anyways, yeah, that kind of shit. Okay, back to what we were talking about though. I also played. Oh god. I really don't want to admit this because I've never said it to anybody. Literally, not a single fucking soul in the entire universe. Okay. I have zero clue.
Exclusive lore.
I have zero clue why I spent so much time on it. But I used to play this, in retrospect, fucking terribly designed gacha game for the fucking Danmachi series.
Oh, that one!
Yeah, that one.
They closed the global version already, right?
Did they? I don't know about it because I stopped playing it like 2 or 3 years ago, but I had spent a lot of time in it. Way more than I really wanted, than I really should have. And in retrospect, it's a shitty ass game. There's like no gameplay at all. Literally.
Okay, sorry, I had to Google what that was, and now I'm like, oh, I get it.
Like the game was terribly designed. It was literally just autoplay, and there was insane power creep, and the resource system sucked, and there was like no point to play the game because it wasn't really a game. I gotta say that.
Ah, that reminds me of the time I played the gacha game that based on Sword Art Online. Not as bad as the you described though, but yeah, I think I can relate to that a little bit.
Why is like shitty ass games so like addicting to us? Come on.
I don't know, man. They have a power.
I mean, maybe it's just that like if you don't do anything, it feels better to see the number go up with grinding. Whereas like the thing about Girls Frontline is you cannot auto grind. Well, at least not with one click. You actually have to manually do like a bunch of stuff to grind.
We did auto cry for HGO, please.
I mean, FGO is so entrenched nowadays, it might as well, right?
I mean, the gameplay is still considered one of the weakest one, but yeah, the lore really bring the game up.
I
If
tried
not
to
for
play
the lore,
FGO at some point.
if not for the lore, I think the game will close down for a while already.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gameplay is kind of what threw me off of that one.
Yeah.
I also briefly tried out Epic 7. It's like MMO style kind of thing. It was alright. I have a friend who literally plays like competitive tournaments for it, so I guess there is some depth involved. But like I was just like, yeah, no, if I wanted to do this shit, I just play a real MMO. Anyways, enough of that. I'm not gonna talk about
I
myself
realized
anymore.
I forgot enough. I forgot another gotcha game. I did briefly play Tokyo Seven Sisters.
What even?
It's another
is that?
rhythm game.
Oh, okay.
It's a rhythm game that like it's
Ah,
like it's completely untranslated. So I stopped playing it fairly quickly because I was like, "There's so many characters that I don't know what you're saying."
I
But
can't read Japanese.
okay.
Hey man, it's a good way to learn though. Maybe.
I mean, maybe in practice, I was just like, I would have to hit all the buttons on the menu to try to find where anything was.
True. Oh shit! I forgot about something. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, last thing I'm gonna say about something I've played before. There's this one game called Gothic wa Maho Otome, and
what?
so I really like shmups. I really like like bullet hell, like
Yeah.
Toho, right? And apparently there's like a shmup gotcha game where you do bullet hell basically, right? But it's a gotcha game, so you can collect characters and they have different shot types and bullshit like that, and there's like scoring and stuff and whatever. But the thing is, it's a massive meme because the game is created and like managed by Cave, which is the company that's like most well known for like the most popular arcade shmups ever. But they stopped making them. They stopped making arcade games. So they're just like, we just make this gotcha game now. And that game's like one of the most memeably overloaded things in existence. There are like over 2,000 like collectible characters.
Holy sh!
I mean, they're all
Yeah.
costumes of the same characters, but like, you know what I mean? Like 2,000 like gotcha products.
How?
Yeah, I don't know. At least the game actually has gameplay, but you just like move your funny character with your fingers and shit.
Talking about Toho, I think recently they released something called Toho Lost World.
Yeah, Lost Word. I also played that. What the hell, bruh? Yeah, I
You
also.
forgot about that?
Yes, I forgot that. Yeah, but yeah, it was like a year and a half ago that they released it or
Yeah.
something. Like, because I remember joining on launch as well.
Yeah, dedication.
Toho Lost Word is like, I was surprised it took so long because it's just like, hello, there's like the most popular franchise in like all of Dojin Media, just sitting there with like over 300 characters already there, and people didn't think to make a gacha game like immediately after the concept became popular. Plus,
Yeah,
like
it's weird that it took so long.
Zune doesn't give a shit about copyright. Like the guy who did Toho like doesn't give a shit. He's just like, just do it as long as you're not like unfairly making money off of my shit. Like as long as you put effort into like make a derivative work of my works, you can make money off of it or something. I don't care. And then
Yeah,
just like,
I learned a little bit about that looking at like the Toho like remix music scene. 'Cause
Oh my,
I was
yeah.
like, wow,
Oh,
Bad Apple is such a good song.
That's in every rhythm game.
They have a bunch of Toho remixes in D4D.
Yeah, I would bet.
We need a Prosekai and Toho collaboration.
Man, that sounds so weird to me because back in the day, everyone was like the Toho versus Vocaloid fan base wars, and I was like, this is real. This is absolutely real.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they fight? You guys are
Yeah.
the same.
They don't even relate to each other.
I mean, the one word answer to that is like 2010, but like
oh, I see.
that was
I don't know what that means.
well, okay, but you know how things were back then in like 2010, fan base wars.
No. Oh, okay.
Like fandom
Okay.
wars were like so common back then.
Yeah, people liked to do that a lot. I
Now
blocked
people
it out of my mind entirely.
But yeah, no, it's really funny because I had my Toho phase and then I saw like some content on like Toho versus Vocaloid, and then I heard Vocaloid and I was like, "What the fuck is this dumb shit?" And then 3 or 4
Come
years
on,
later,
man.
Yeah, come on. I love Vocaloid. I just wrote a whole article about Vocaloid.
did you actually? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we haven't had an article about Vocaloid on the Vault.
I touched a little bit about Vocaloid on my research over there back then. But yeah, we don't talk about that much.
We should probably fix that soon and get your article up there because it should be up to date, right? All right. Okay. Enough of that. We're not talking about
Right?
business here. Yeah. I mean, 3 years later, I was like, I love Vocaloid, so I was like,
Yeah, eventually it gets everything. I mean,
It gets
except for
through
like
you.
normal people.
I mean, okay, back when I liked Toho, I didn't even didn't even know what anime was. Like I knew what Toho was before I knew what any anime was.
Wow.
Very weird.
Yeah, you were just like Toho.
Seriously, I don't know. It's just yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The gacha game's all right. It's okay. There's not much I can say because it's like a pretty normal gacha game. Not gonna lie.
Well, how it work? Because like over the last year, I saw a lot of gacha game being like closing down their server or just straight out cease to exist because like low player base.
I mean, it's hard to retain people for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like-
like that's the thing with like gotcha games is like obviously gambling, etc. But like that is for a lot of them the only thing that like keeps them afloat. Not to be like, oh, well, feel bad for the people who make the predatory gaming mechanics, but like
We're victims. I mean, the thing about a lot of gacha games though is that when a lot of them were originally starting to launch, when the big boom happened, I guess I guess they just didn't have like a super clear idea of how they would long term make the game sustainable long term, because it's such a difficult thing to do. How do you add more and more content to a game before it becomes like vastly diminishing returns for everyone involved?
Yeah, there's just many gacha games that just based on some type of like popular anime out there, and then they just run for the 1 year, collect the money, and then close the server. And I
Huh.
was like, why?
I didn't think of it that
a lot
way.
of them, a lot of it just runs on hype.
Yeah. I didn't think of that actually. It's like a pretty clever pump and dump scheme.
Yeah, well, yeah, the player won't be happy with that.
Yeah, exactly. They just lost their money, and for what? Like something that doesn't exist. You know what I thought? You know what I thought should be like a thing, and just I'm not sure if any gacha game has done this yet, but I've actually like suggested that Girls Frontline eventually do this, because like the developers that made Girls Frontline, Micah team, have like their strat to ensure sustainability is just make completely new games. Like they I'm not sure if they've released, but like they've at least gone through closed beta testing of Girls Frontline 2, as well as two other games, Project Neural Cloud and something. I forgot what the other one was. So they're just making new ass games with completely new ass mechanics starting from scratch.
I think, yeah,
Interesting.
Arc Knight did that.
Wait, are they already?
Yeah,
Arknights ain't even been out for like 3 or 4 years. I
they're
think.
going good, man. They're going up good.
But I mean, okay, I'm not surprised. Okay, Arknights is also like, I have a good opinion of Arknights because they're like the aesthetic and the aesthetic, music, and gameplay are like really similar to Girls Frontline, because the people that made Arknights are like ex-employees of the Girls Frontline studio who like split because of a
Oh.
disagreement.
That makes sense.
I
So
see.
I played Arknights briefly on EN server launch as well, until I just didn't think I have the time for it.
Arknight is cool. I really like it. Definitely. Now I can see why I'm like, wow, Girls Frontline sounds cool. It's because I really like the visual design of Arknights. I think that's what makes it like a really strong like as a gacha, because it's so unique. Maybe just for me because I only ever play like rhythm game.
Girls Frontline is like old Arknights basically. Like seriously, it was the prototype.
Arc Knight prototype.
Yeah, no, yeah, even though it still exists. But
Uh,
yeah, go ahead.
Recently, I hear news on do you know Nier Automata have a gacha game?
What? Okay, that's going too far. That's like you're literally making a gotcha game out of another game.
Yeah, but like recently I hear the news that when you reach the ending of like that gacha game, your account will be just like poop. You cannot log into the game anymore.
What?
The game is
That's a
still there.
nightmare.
But like when you finish the story, your account will just like disappear.
Oh, but you can you spend money on it?
Yeah, I think you can still you you could spend money on it before the point of the end of the story, but when it's end, it just poof, gone.
I mean, that's a good gimmick as long as it doesn't involve paying money, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's when it's kind of like that's a pump and dump scheme.
Like,
Yeah.
I know it's good for the narrative. Like, I know games that have that gimmick where they like erase your save file and stuff. But if it involves paying money like during the course of the game, then that's cringe.
Yeah, I'm not so into the fandom of that game, so I'm not too sure. But that's what I heard about it.
Troll. That's that's so troll. That's fucking. Uh... I mean, okay, we're on the right track though. Like, what I was originally gonna suggest was that games like Girls Frontline, this doesn't work so much. This doesn't work as well for games that have a PvP mechanic. But I was thinking like, give it the Pokemon treatment. Think about it. Pokemon is literally a gacha game that isn't on the internet. I mean, now it is, like on the newer editions, anyways.
We have the Pokemon Master gacha game.
Yeah, Pokemon Go.
Yeah. No, they
No,
made a
Pokemon.
gotcha.
What?
Yeah. Pokemon Master.
Yeah.
The, Pokemon Go wasn't enough? Come on.
Nothing is enough for the Pokemon Company.
I mean, they made a Pokemon game, Pokemon Unite. That what? Similar to League of
Yeah, it's a
Legends.
MOBA. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a MOBA. So, yeah, what do you expect?
yeah. I mean, that's understandable. It's a new genre, but I was thinking like just package it all up. Like take every event, like every event that you've ever done, because events are always like time limited things with like time limited stages and time limited stories, right? I mean, they've already kind of done that in Girls Frontline because they've made like the really old events permanently playable. Like because they're pretty.
That's like that's what Project Sekai does, but it does it like a couple days after the event finishes. You can just like read the story.
Yeah, and in this case, it's a couple months, right?
Is it a couple of days? I thought it's just like when the event finishes and then it released.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, it might be immediate, and I'm just slow.
That's weird, but that's okay. That's pretty based. Anyways, but like, take all the oh fuck, I'm coughing. Take all the events ever, all the content that's ever been done in Girls Frontline, and just package it up into a nice single player game. I don't know how it's gonna handle stuff like. I'm not sure how it would handle things like having timers on your production, or like, doing logistics to get resources. I'm not sure how it's gonna handle those like time based things. I'm gonna guess it's just gonna handle it the same way except offline or something.
Is it just easier to make them into like an anime series?
They already have. There is a Girls
Yeah.
Frontline anime series. It kind of sucks, I heard.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think making it into an anime series or simpler, a movie, or trilogy would be like easier than making a whole new game based on that.
Well, no, I'm not saying make a new game. Just take everything in the original game and then just sell it as a single player game. Except you can play everything forever.
Oh.
Because there's way more than enough content to do that.
It's like this is a little off topic, but I'm just thinking about how like gotcha games are kind of, I don't want to say like transitory, but like in the sense that like they can like, unlike like a game where it's just like somebody makes the game and they put it out and then you buy it, because it constantly relies on new content, it can die, which is like, I don't know, kind of scary.
Yeah, exactly. No,
especially if you've like
Yeah.
once we've gotten
when
to
you
the
like
point.
put years into it.
Yeah, once you've gotten to the point where you can't make more content, or like the studio just decides we're not making more content for this, then you just sell the thing as like a one and done game, like it as if it was as if it was a regular ass game that was in development for like 6-7 years. Think of it that way.
So it's
I mean,
just like
that makes more.
it's just like a compile of story.
Yeah,
Mm.
they'd have to plan for that. That's just an idea I had. I've like said this to people about gacha games before.
It's interesting how they kind of have like a lifespan where they can be a gotcha game. Because you mentioned last time, like, I don't know, I think it's really interesting. Like 10 years from now, what's Genshin like? Because right now it is so popular, but it relies on that hype.
Yeah, everyone says Genshin is like Breath of the Wild, but gacha. But
Uh,
why don't we just make it into Breath of the Wild once it's done with its lifespan? You know?
Hmm.
that actually.
I feel like it needs that. It needs the gambling. Like it.
That's true. I don't know
Otherwise
I don't know how you would roll with shit. Roll for shit.
Uh, Plan for phone to open character
Hmm.
like the old school way.
Yeah. They'll figure out a. Hmm.
Another point I want to bring up is how can you balance between the gacha element and the PvP element of gacha game.
Yeah, that's true. How do you prevent pay to win?
I
Not,
mean, you kind of rely on pay to win.
True.
yeah, it's gacha game. But like if the gap between like pay to win and free to play too much, they will begin to lose fan base though.
Yeah, but they're not giving the money, so why would they care?
Let's spread the word, man.
Yeah, that's true.
They're kind of just always walking the line between like what's too much and it'll alienate people who don't want to pay that much, and like how much money can you squeeze out of the people who do want to.
Yeah. Like if you are a new player, even you have money, will you just like invest in a game that invest in a new game that you are not sure that you will enjoy it? Like often the case, people will go in the game, go through the free to play phase to gauge the game first, and then if they feel okay with it, they will move to onto the pay to play game, right?
Yeah.
That is true. They do like they set it up like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and if the game is not so friendly with like free to play player, they will discourage new player to try the game.
And then eventually the people who are paying are just gonna leave.
Yeah, because not
Eventually.
enough player.
Yeah, because it's like most of the revenue comes from the top chunk of players, anyways.
It's true. How do we feel about the ethics of gotcha games?
Oh my god.
Ah, yeah, basically you just gamble with your money, right? For a picture of your character.
I mean, why does it even work? Think about it. Why does it even work?
I mean, I know someone. I'm mutuals with someone. So like, it's weird if people are like, yeah, I'm mutuals with someone with a gambling addiction, but I'm mutuals with someone who spent like a lot of money on like various gotcha games, and they said that it's mostly like it's the way they set up like the reward system, just like the dopamine hit of like do it like rolling for a character. It doesn't even like really matter that much what like the gameplay like effect is or like what the result is. It's just like I don't know, it's
Makes you feel
gambling.
special.
Yeah, it like makes you excited for a minute.
I mean, in what way? Because the thing is, like, it is still different from like real gambling, right? In real gambling, even though the odds are stacked against you, if you win, you can improve your real life situation. But with gotcha games, what? There's no chance of that at all.
They just burning the
Now
money for the character.
it's just
I
like
mean,
the I don't know. I mean,
if
I've never
you
actually spent money on gotchas because I'm immune to that. But like, I don't know.
I mean, I am not proud to say that I have spent a few dollars, but not many. Like maybe per game, like $50 at most.
See, but like to like a normal person, that's like a lot. But
Yeah.
it's the game definitely like contextualizes it. Like it makes it like reasonable.
Even though you're not getting anything materially whatsoever.
No, they're so good at convincing you that you are. And that's like where it's like, how ethical is this entire
Oh
game that's set
man.
up to encourage you to gamble? Which, like, I like the games, I do. It's just like, I also, you know, sometimes you wonder, you're like, how many people are like ruining their lives over this?
Then again, have you
No.
really heard of a case of people genuinely ruining their lives because of gacha addiction? It's definitely not as common for that to happen than people with genuine gambling addiction.
That is
I
true.
mean,
It is a lot less common. But like I do know somebody who's spent $800 on various guys.
Yeah, but $800
oh,
is not going to end your life in a lot of situations, right?
No, but it is
uh,
like it is a
still a
worrying
lot.
amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come down to it, is it like you pay in to sacrifice yourself? Is it just like you pay money to go to like an orchestra performance? It's like that. You won't get anything from it, but
Hmm.
That
yeah,
is an interesting way to
Or
think
to see
about
like
that.
paintings at a museum, right?
yeah, that too.
Or just even buying art to begin with.
But I
Well,
used
I
to
feel
have
like
something physical though.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the thing where people like differentiate between them is that like with a gotcha, there's no guarantee of what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the gamble
Like if
part.
you went to like an art gallery and you were like, I would like to buy this painting, and they were like, all right, we'll see if you buy it. You have to roll a random chance of every painting in the gallery. You might go home with like, I don't know, like an expressionist painting that you hate.
And they assign rarities to them. Okay, then again, that actually happens in the art world, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna shade that.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
So here we're just like tier list of valuable forms of art.
I mean, that's just rich people laundering, though.
That is
I
just how
mean,
they work.
if the gacha game fan base got big enough, they can like create opportunity to make money by like artists and yeah, performer and stuff who service the people in that fan base and get
Yeah.
money from that.
Yeah.
So it's not all that bad.
Hmm. At the end of the day, it's just another
Self-structured
form of
economy.
media. God damn
Yeah,
it.
I feel like gotcha games are like they're very different from like the loot box debate because like they're not specifically aimed at children.
Oh God, yeah. I'm
That's
not.
true.
I'm
It's just
not.
like gamble.
I'm also not proud to say that I also used to be loot box CS:GO,
Hmm.
and then I stopped doing that because my Steam account actually got hacked and I had all my stuff still stolen from me, which in retrospect was a good thing because I stopped doing any of that since then.
I think that
God
some
damn.
country, I think that some country actually ban gacha game. Oh, no, not ban gacha game, ban loot box
Yeah,
because of that.
and they should have.
Because
I honestly,
Yeah.
it's always the big companies that benefit from loot boxes. Either way, anyways, either you never heard of a small studio doing loot boxes to raise revenue for their studio.
Hey guys, we're running out of money, so we're gonna do a little bit of gambling. So you all pay.
I mean, if it's a smaller studio, I might actually even support it. But no, none of them who do that are small studios ever.
It's true. Well, it's the same with like, the lottery in that like not to get too deep, but it is like set up to my sister calls it like a reverse redistribution of wealth where it takes from the poor and it gives to the rich.
I mean, a lot of lottery programs claim that they give it to social programs and stuff. I'm not sure how true. I mean, it's probably differs by where you are. Some of them might genuinely do that. Some of them maybe won't.
I mean, I would doubt it just because of like there's a lot of revenue. When I worked as a cashier this summer, like half your job is just people coming in to buy lottery tickets.
oh,
Which like it's I feel like for as much as like a gotcha game is definitely gambling, it's definitely a different form of gambling.
Yeah. Well, okay. We're coming up on like 44 minutes. Maybe it's a good idea to just leave it off here. Um, Interesting perspectives from people who are addicted to gacha games. weirdos who don't play gacha games are gonna look in and be like, "Look at these losers." But I mean, at least
Yep. Look
Daniela
at
has
these
never
losers
spent
who
money.
care so much about their. See, I've never spent money, but I care an embarrassing amount about some of my JPEG.
I mean, yeah, it's also about the time investment, right? You know, like time is money. Well, you could use this money doing, you could use this time doing other stuff at school, but like, you know, whatever. We live our lives.
Who
We do
needs
whatever we
school?
want.
This is the official message from the vault. Don't do schoolwork.
Yeah, unironically, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, don't do school. Just stop going to school. We're gonna stop going to school, and then you won't hear us next time because we won't be in the vault anymore. Nah.
Go to school, but
Hmm.
only so that you can join a club and tell people not to do so.
Yeah, there you go. Advocacy. That's like the Buddhists who come down from their temples just to convert other people.
Imagine the vault doing that. Like when you're sleeping, Frank just like appear in front of your door and then holding a vault logo.
Holding the poster.
Yeah. Do you want to convert? Do you want to hear about our religion?
Karam? Okay, anyways. I don't even know what Karam is. That was like a thing that people worshipped in previous iterations of the vault. It's a meme that died with Josiah, I guess.
The head
And we had a religion?
Maybe?
we did have.
Van has been around longer than I have, so he probably knows.
Uh, we just worship a form head that
What?
appear in the club fest for a while. And yeah, I think it did when the Minecraft server got closed.
Every
Okay.
day I learn something new about this club.
There's a lot of backstory, but like it's always in like iterations because people come and go, right?
Yeah.
The original like founder of the club from like more than 10 years ago still has the like most viewed article on the entire Vault website about Evangelion.
Oh, I gotta find.
People like like that article gets like 100+ views a day even now, and like the rest of our website gets jack shit. But for some reason, that one article is so popular. God knows why.
Started out really strong.
Yeah, I don't know. Alrighty, anyways, that's enough rambling. We'll probably just end the recording here and I'll do the editing and we can put it on YouTube. So, anyways, to our
Yay.
listeners, have fun with your lives. Don't play gotcha games, kids. And,
Do play gotcha games. I just pulled in Love Live and I got a UR Maki. So
Jesus, walking the walk while talking the talk, huh?
Should
You
I
bet.
use this one as the catalyst for my gacha run? I don't think so.
Alright, I will end the recording here. Peace, everybody.